Hey traders, market update time. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. So let's have a look at the markets right now. One of the reasons why I believe that, yes, we've got weakness in the markets, but a short-term bounce, not a whole full complete bull market, which it may turn into, but I believe we're getting ready for a bit of a short-term bounce coming real soon. Maybe over the next couple of days, we might find a short-term bottom and then probably even a rally out of that level there. Now, what I'm talking about here is this, guys. I'm not talking about a buying opportunity. In fact, I'm not recommending you buy anything, really. It has to be based off a system, right? Off a pattern. But looking on the analysis side of things, we can see how there's actually really good strong level of support just below here. So on the S&P 500, we did get the rally up. Okay, we did get the rally up. Remember, if you guys know about the upside down L-shaped patterns and the L-shaped patterns, right? So you got the upside down L-shaped patterns like this. You also have a sort of L-shaped pattern like that as well too, right? So remember I said before about the L-shaped pattern. So that in that free trading course, guys, the first link in the description there, you'll be able to see all the details to why I like the L-shaped pattern so much. But anyway, where we are right now is that we're getting here. So we're possibly getting ready for a bit of a short-term bounce coming soon. Okay. And now I say short-term because guess what? Who's in control right now? The sellers. And that's when I say short-term is that we may get a bit of may move down through here and then we may start to see a move back up through here. Now, depending when the bounce does happen, how does it bounce? Okay. There'll be two different things. The first thing I'm watching out for when it comes to the stock market is how does it bounce? Does it bounce very strongly like this? If we bounce very strongly like that, guess what? Now we're starting to get a bit of strength in the markets, and maybe this is just like a bit of a V bottom, and then we start to do something like this. Okay, that's scenario number one when we do get the bounce. Then we are going to get a bounce. Okay. Scenario number two is that we start to do something like this, going like this here. Right? So maybe, just maybe, if we do get something like that, then get ready for another big leg down. So that's what I'm looking at there for when it comes to the S&P 500. Looking at the Nasdaq as well too. The Nasdaq where we are right now, as you can see, low and a low through here. So the Nasdaq is still actually pretty strong in the markets here on that big picture there. Looking at the Russell. And the Russell head and shoulder formation completely playing out, as I said in about a few weeks ago now, about this head and shoulders. That's one thing I pointed out. And now it's just completely selling off very, very strongly in the markets. Look at the Dow Jones as well too. Now, remember I said before, guys, this is why I love the L-shaped pattern so much, okay? We have up, look at this here, up and then down, right? Now, I talk about the L-shaped patterns like this here, right? Like that's the L-shaped pattern. Or the upside down L-shaped pattern. But then sometimes we get what? Sometimes we get up and it's not exactly flat, but it's slight. It's not strong down like this. It's like that. And then we get that, right? Up, there, up, down. Look at that there. See how we've got that L-shaped pattern? See the L-shaped pattern? And now, traders, I know this might sound really, really, really simple, but guess what, guys? That's all I'm looking for. I'm just looking for L-shaped patterns, right? That's all I look for. I just look for L-shaped patterns or upside down L-shaped patterns. And in this case, there's been a lot of bearish L-shaped patterns in the market. And so that's what we're looking at from there, from that perspective there, guys. And that's the reason why, guess what? That's the reason why we're getting the move down. Why? Because we've got the L-shaped pattern in the markets, okay? And I know that sounds, as you can see, guys, right? I'm not even using any indicators here. I'm not even really using the volume down the bottom here. I don't even know why that's here. Actually, I do know why it's here, because when I'm going through my stocks and I'm actually trading the stocks, which I do, then I do utilize the volume. But even if the volume is not really there, I don't really even use the volume. It's just the chart itself, guys. There's so much power in the chart itself from there. And again, this is the reason why me and my private clients are always focusing on mainly the chart itself. If you like to become a private coach client for the next 12 months for private weekly coaching, then that first or second link in the description, go fill out the application form and I'll call you. Move over now through to the GDX. So the GDX has definitely broken below support here. Now, bullish, bearish, what comes next? Okay. Bullish scenario, bearish scenario. The bearish scenario is that we do something like this, up, 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 and then we break down, right? We do something like that. We're still what? Down, L-shaped pattern, down, L-shaped pattern, down, okay? That's scenario number one. If the market is going to continue being bearish, we're probably going to get something like that, okay? We'll probably get a rally up from here, and then that there. Now, if this is going to be some sort of major bottom, is this a major bottom from here? Is this a major bottom? No one definitely knows, right? But what can we see on the chart to give us some probability that's going to be a major bottom? Now, again, you can never buy it right now based off, oh, I think the bottom's in, right? Because you thought the bottom was in here, you thought the bottom was in here, you thought the bottom was in here, right? And it's like, and as you do, you may get a rally, but then rolling over, rally, rolling over, okay? So scenario number two is that, okay, if this is going to be the bottom and we're going to start to see a start of a really, like a slingshot move, is this the start of a bit of a slingshot move? Then what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the market to start to have a really strong move out like this, possibly like that, possibly even come back up like that. If indeed over the next few weeks we actually did get something like this here, and we broke above this high and we broke above this level here, then guess what? We're probably then likely to roll over, hit support, and then start to make our move all the way back to the upside. Make sense? So $28, $29 level, and obviously even the $30 level would be the key for me, but it's all about the pattern, right? So do we get some sort of like big V formation coming out of this level? If we do get that, guys, this is probably going to signal a really big strong bottom, and we'll likely then start to see a really strong movement to the upside. Looking at the GDXJ and the same scenarios here that I'm looking for. We did indeed have this movement to the downside. We did indeed break below this support level. Is this a final breakout? Okay, is this a final breakout before we see an up move? Not too quite sure, but if indeed we do start to get something like this, where we start to see a move up and a move up from there to there, high, and then we start to get something like that, then guess what? That's where we can actually start to see this market, you know, possibly having a lot more movement to the upside from there. Makes sense? Let's go look at the SILJ. And the SILJ is the weakest one out of the whole lot of them. Like, they're the lower highs from there. We've got that, and if I'm trying to draw a trend line, it'd be like that through there. The silver mining stocks are the weakest one out of the whole lot of them, guys. They really are. And now we're getting this level all through here as well too. Right, all through there. SIL itself, that was the SILJ. SIL, same sort of thing, guys. Very, very, very weak from the downside. So there's not even a potential false breakout pattern here where the gold mining stocks could be. Looking at the silver, what happened to silver today? A bit of a short-term little shake and bake, but I still believe we have more downside to come out of silver. I think we're probably likely to get to at least this next level through here. So looking at this chart here and looking at the hourly chart, yeah, looking at the 15-minute chart, what do we see? What do we see, guys? What do we see? We see what? Down and across, right? So we could actually be getting ready for more moving on the downside from there. And then looking at gold, gold's actually having a bit of a pause through here. We have done a lot of move down here, so I would expect to see some form of a pullback soon, right? Down, pullback, down, pullback, down. Are we going to get another pullback from here? And the last thing I want to share with you guys when it comes to the stock market is this fear and greed index. One of the reasons why I believe we'll likely get a bounce real soon is just from a fear and greed perspective on a short-term level basis, right? Here's the extreme fear, what's happening right now. And we're at 17, right? So as you know, when the market becomes really, really, really fearful, right, especially down here and down here, what do we tend to get? We tend to get a bounce, right? There's a lot of weakness in the markets, but I believe a bounce is coming. And this is where we have this support level through, this level through here, level through here. So as you can see, the market just goes through cycles, right? Whenever everyone is purely greedy from here, that's when we're likely to get a drop in the markets. When everyone starts to become fearful, these fearful zones, extreme fear, and right now we're definitely at the really extreme fear right now. We may get a little bit more downside, as you can tell from the S&P 500, but I believe that as this extreme fear, the market's probably going to rise, which is going to send the fear and greed indicator to the upside. So there we go, traders. Hope this helped you out today. Rule number one, guys, make sure that you are trading a system, a setup in the markets. Do not be just getting into something just because the YouTube video says. If you do need some help with your trading, guys, when it comes to like really getting ahead in the markets, then that second link in the description there, guys, I want you to click on that and go apply for my 12-month weekly coaching program. I'll speak to you soon.